Which city is better, Fort Worth or Dallas? You may be surprised with the answers. We're going to talk about that next and break it all down, so don't go anywhere. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell for notifications so you can be made aware the next time we put a new video up on the channel. Hi, I am Elizabeth Oliva. This is the Fort Worth Home Tours, and we get calls and texts from people just like you every single day looking to make a move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So whether you're moving in 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months, or even 8 years, someone asked me recently, go ahead and give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, or book a Zoom. Call and text are best. I answer those the fastest, and I can connect with you and see how I can help you make a smooth move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and negotiate for you on your behalf, because that is what we do as good realtors. So like I was saying, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, people are looking at this area to move more and more every single day. You may be researching and have been researching moving to this area, and you're looking at the Dallas side or the Fort Worth side. Which one is better? Well, it depends. It depends on a lot of things. So let's break it down. The first thing I want to talk about is population. So overall, in the DFW Metroplex, we have over 8 million people in the metropolis of Dallas-Fort Worth. There are a lot of cities in between Dallas and Fort Worth, the mid-cities, the North Dallas area, Mansfield, Arlington, you name it, it goes on and on, but over 8 million people overall. So Dallas County has about 2.6 million people. Collin County, which is one of the hottest areas, and we're going to talk about why. Collin County has about 1.3 million people, and they grew over 47% last year. People are flocking to that area. Tarrant County has 2.23 million, according to the last census, and is the third fastest growing county in Texas, the 12th biggest population in the country, believe it or not. So Tarrant County includes Fort Worth, Arlington, Grand Prairie, the area we call the mid-cities, or Hurst, Euless, Bedford, Grapevine, Colleyville, Southlake, Mansfield. I could go on and on, but those are some of the bigger cities that you might hear of in the middle between Dallas and Fort Worth. Dallas and Fort Worth are only about 30 miles apart, but it's packed with people and packed with all kinds of cities. So Denton County is another fast-growing area. They've got 1 million people in their population, and they are the 7th fastest growing area. Parker County, and that's another one I want to talk about because that's on my side of town and I love it. It is less than 200,000 in population, but it is a fast-growing and very popular area to move to. So household income, let's talk about that. In Collin County, which is the North Dallas area, that is a median household income of $117,588. That's the median household income. Dallas median is $67,760. Surprising. It surprised me. I don't know about you. Tarrant County median household income is $81,905. So Tarrant County has a higher median household income than Dallas County. That really surprised me. And then Parker County is even higher. It's around 100,000, anywhere from 98,174 to 102,000. Parker County, you're probably wondering, where is Parker County and why is the income higher? So we're going to talk about that. So what makes these areas different? You've got master plan communities in a lot of the Collin County area and in the Fort Worth West or North Fort Worth area. So those are some bigger areas for new construction master plan communities. And that's where a lot of people want to live. They want to have a lot of amenities, a lot of things for their kids to do inside the community. And you're going to find that out of the Dallas County area. You're going to have Collin, Denton, Northern Tarrant. Those are some of the big areas that people are looking to move to with the master plan communities. And if you've been watching my channel, I've done a lot of videos on master plan communities in the Fort Worth side of town. So the North Fort Worth side of town, that has an easy commute to areas like Southlake, Keller, Grapevine, Colleyville. And as far as work is concerned, it's close to the financial corridor, like Alliance Airport. A lot of big companies have relocated to Westlake area, like Fidelity, Schwab, Sabre. Some of the big companies are over there. The Alliance area has the Texas Motor Speedway, which is a lot of fun if you love racing cars. And there are a lot of industries over there. FedEx has a big hub there at that airport, UPS, Amazon, of course, is over there. So there's a lot in the northern Fort Worth area. In Dallas, as far as your entertainment options and things you can do, it is packed full of things you can do in the Dallas area. So you've got lots of art and entertainment. You've got the sports mecca of American Airlines with the Mavericks and the Stars, the hockey team. You have beautiful museums. You have the Perot Museum, the Nasher Sculpture Center, Clyde Warren Park, which was a really cool development that they actually had kind of a highway there and they made it into a park and you drive underneath. So it's a really cool area to go to events and hang out in the very middle of downtown Dallas. So it's really, really cool area. Up in the northern part, oh, you also have the Dallas Zoo and you have the Dallas Arboretum. Those are fun places to go, especially with kids. So Collin County has Frisco. If you have been looking in the Dallas area, a lot of people know about Frisco, Plano, Frisco. Those areas are highly sought after for people moving from across the country because they hear a lot about them. Frisco is a really cool area and it has a lot to do. And one of the new things that's coming to the Frisco area is in the Frisco Fields, they're gonna have the Universal Kids Resort. It's gonna be a family-focused resort with attractions, interactive shows, character meet and greet, playful experiences for younger kids. They'll have rides, more emphasis on not the massive roller coasters, but more immersive experiences with technology. You can experience swing rides, river rapids, aerial carousel, spinning teacup ride, 2 smaller roller coasters. Everything all over the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, every area you can find every convenience you ever need. Every big area is gonna have your Sam's and your Costco and your Lowe's and your Home Depot. You're gonna have HEBs all across these areas. And if you know anything about Texas and you've watched my videos, HEB is definitely the grocery store you wanna check out. Central Market is the grocery store that is the higher end of HEB. So both of those are amazing. In Dallas, you've got more traffic, you've got a faster pace, it's more metropolitan, it's more glitz and glamour in my opinion. But if that's what you're looking for, it's a great place to be. North Dallas, as in the Collin County area, you've got Frisco, you've got McKinney, you've got Prosper, you've got Salina. All that growth on the northern side of Dallas is just busting out. Tons and tons of growth, tons of new master plan communities, all going up in that area. Traffic's gonna be a little more. It may take you a little longer to get to the airport and to different things, but you've got all kinds of cool stuff happening up in the north side of Dallas, as in Collin County, in that Frisco, Plano, Prosper, Salina corridor, which is northeast, you might say, straight north and northeast in Dallas. So it's a hot area for sure. So why would you want to be in Fort Worth? Well, we Fort Worthians say that we love our side of town because it's slower paced, it's more casual, it's more friendly, we think. I mean, anywhere in the South, we think we're more friendly than some other places, but Fort Worth is known for the small town. It's a small town, but a big town, but a small town atmosphere. So it's kind of hard to describe, except I can give you a story of some people who were moving from California and they were looking in the southern mid-cities area, Arlington, Mansfield. And I said, have you thought about Fort Worth? And they said, you know, we actually had heard that Fort Worth wasn't that cool of a place. I said, you're kidding. It's amazing. Let me show you Fort Worth. And so I did. I took them around some of the cool places in Fort Worth. And by the time we got done, they absolutely loved it. They loved the charm, the small, big town feel of Fort Worth. And so let me tell you a little bit more about why I love Fort Worth. Fort Worth has a beautiful downtown called Sundance Square. It's walkable, it has restaurants, it has attractions. And years ago, the Bass family really started renovating downtown and they've turned it into a go-to location to bring your family and your friends and as tourist attraction. Great place to be. That's Sundance Square. We have the Main Street Arts Festival there. We have the May Fest, which is in May, which is on the Trinity River. We have over 100 miles of walking and biking on the Trinity River trails all throughout Fort Worth, way north of town, all the way south, southwest of town. So it's a beautiful area in the middle of Fort Worth. So you have Dickies Arena, which all of the big names are coming to Dickies Arena. It was built in 2019, and all the big attractions, including Taylor Swift, have come to Dickies Arena. It is now the go-to entertainment destination, and it's in Fort Worth. Beautiful, beautiful area. So you've got Dickies, you've got the Botanical Gardens, which are beautiful any time of year. You've got the Fort Worth Zoo, which is a great destination, and it is right down the street from the Botanical Gardens. Everything around Fort Worth is pretty easy to get to. Traffic is still not too bad, and we even have a semi-new toll road that zips you down to the south side and into downtown in about 15 minutes. So you can live a lot further out, you get a better price, and be on a toll road that'll get you into everything very quickly. So Fort Worth is I actually love Fort Worth. And you may have heard more about Fort Worth because of the Landman series on TV. Now, I don't have cable, I don't have a lot of the different stations, but we are getting all kinds of movie stars here in Fort Worth because of that Landman series. They're filming here in Fort Worth, and its nickname is Cowtown. And the reason for that is because years ago, the cattle drive came through Fort Worth. So the Stockyards is another great area that is a huge tourist attraction that you may or may not know about. The Stockyards has been there for, I don't even know how long, and they even have a cattle drive 2 times a day. You can actually watch cattle drives with longhorn steers going through the Stockyards 2 times a day. You can take walking history tours. You've got great restaurants. You've great attractions, all kinds of Western shops. You even have the Drover Hotel, which is a beautiful high-end hotel right there in the middle of the Stockyards. So it's a great place. The Bowie House is another really beautiful hotel that is in the middle of Fort Worth off the Camp Bowie Boulevard. And Camp Bowie Boulevard has an area called the Bricks. So the road itself is actually made of red brick for a certain portion of it. And it's an old charming part of Fort Worth. And the Bowie House by Auberge is right there on Camp Bowie. Beautiful hotel. And the attraction for people coming in to stay at a high-end hotel like that is Dickies Arena, because we have the stock show every January. We also have the Cutting Horse Futurity. We have other attractions, the rodeos that come into town. So we draw a lot of people from all over the world for the Western culture that is here in Fort Worth. So Arlington is not that far from Fort Worth. It's in between Dallas and Fort Worth. And Arlington is another sports complex. That's where you have the Dallas Cowboys and you have the Texas Rangers. Those are 2 great teams that play in the center, or their hub is in the center. And they have Texas Live, which is a great entertainment venue, all in the middle of all the sports complex there in Arlington. All of that is easily accessible from Fort Worth. So I just love the Fort Worth area. Also, Shops at Clearfork in Fort Worth. It's kind of on the southwest side. It's on that Chisholm Trail Tollway, and it has every high-end store you can imagine. You've got Neiman's, you've got Louis Vuitton, you've got Gucci, you've got Burberry, you name it, they've got it. If you've got the wallet for it, they've got it at Clearforks, including a movie theater, a high-end steakhouse. They've got a bowling alley, and it's right there on the Trinity, a beautiful restaurant on the Trinity River called Press Cafe, 2-story restaurant right out on the trailhead. It's absolutely gorgeous this time of year. Any time of year, it's actually gorgeous. We love our patio weather here in Fort Worth, and we have some great patios for you to enjoy as you dine. So let's talk about Parker County. Why is Parker County a really cool place? Parker County has beautiful topography, beautiful rolling hills and trees. And when we say hills, we don't have mountains, but we have some beautiful spaces in Parker County. And we have amazing schools. Lido ISD is one of the top ranked schools in the state, and it's the #1 for athletics and top rated for academics as well. So people love Parker County because of Lido ISD. And another school system that is really great is on the north side, and that is the Northwest ISD. It is a huge school district. It encompasses the northwest quadrant of Fort Worth. It is absolutely huge. So all the way up from North Fort Worth, all the way into Justin, into Denton County, which is another, fast growing area. So when I talk to people about these different areas, they usually want to know, what are they like? What makes them different? So on my side of town in Fort Worth, or what I call Fort Worth, it's a big area really. So I ask people, What side of town do you want to be on? Where do you need to be? Do you need to be near the financial corridor, Alliance? Do you need to get into maybe downtown Dallas? The northern part, North Fort Worth, and the master plan communities in North Fort Worth would be your best bet for that. If you were traveling down to downtown Fort Worth, you have to navigate I-35, Interstate 35, and it can be a bear depending on the time of day. So it's not always fun. If you were staying on the north quadrant of the Metroplex, northern Fort Worth communities are a good bet for that. If you're traveling down into downtown Fort Worth, you might consider the western side because it's a little easier to get into downtown Fort Worth from the western side of Fort Worth or the Parker County side. As far as schools go, as far as private schools, there are some great private schools in the middle of Fort Worth near the western side. You've got Country Day, you've got Trinity Valley, you've got All Saints Episcopal, and you've got Southwest Christian. Had to think a minute. Those are all really great schools if you're looking for private schools. If you're on the west side in a master plan community, you have easy access to your Sam's, your Costco, your H-E-B. You've got shopping malls, you've got Whole Foods, you've got Trader Joe's, all of that within maybe 20 minutes or so. And if you're on the northern side, if you want to look at those communities, you're not that far from all those conveniences as well. You also have major universities. In Dallas, you have Southern Methodist University. Fort Worth, you have Texas Christian, and you have a lot of great community colleges to choose from if that's what you are looking for. We talked about median income. So let's talk about your home values or your prices in Dallas versus Fort Worth. So I want to talk about the Collin County area because that is the hottest new construction area right now, is the Collin County area. So if you're looking in Collin County, your median price is $517,000. If you're looking in Tarrant, it's $425,826. So it's less. Parker County is a little in between. It's $500,000. Denton is also $500,000. You can make more income in Collin County, but you pay more for a new construction home. If you're in Tarrant County, your home prices are less. If you're in Parker, they're about this, they kind of equal out with your median income in those areas. So to give you an example of a new construction home builder building the same house in Collin County versus the same floor plan in Tarrant County, let me give you an example of that. So I picked one of them. It's 2,788 square feet, 4 to 5 bedrooms. Both of these are beautiful master plan communities. One is on the Dallas side and one is on the Fort Worth side. So on the Dallas side in Salina, which is northern in Collin County, that is going to be a base price of $690,990. So about $700,000 for a base price for this 2,700 square foot model for this builder. In the Fort Worth side, it is $607,990, almost $100,000, 80 to $100,000 difference in the base price. Why is that? Because the land is more expensive over on the Collin County side. So do you really need to be over there? Maybe you do, but just know that your home prices are going to be more in those areas. So it can be a stark difference. You get more bang for your buck on the Fort Worth side of town. It's my favorite side of town anyway. So those are some of the differences in Dallas and Fort Worth. So kind of to recap, Dallas, you're going to have more population, faster pace, probably more traffic. You're going to have a higher price of your homes. The Fort Worth side, you're going to have a slower paced, a more country feel, more casual, more Western, and your prices you're going to get more bang for your buck. So which side do you like? Let me know in the comments which side you want to live on. I am more of an expert on the Fort Worth side of town. I have sold on the Dallas side of town, but I do love my side of town, which is the Fort Worth side. So if I can help you, go ahead and reach out to me so I can help you figure out which area might be best for you. I have a whole lot of knowledge of all these new master plan communities, and I'd love to share that with you to figure out how I can help you figure out the best area and best community for you and the best builder. Because every builder is different, and most of them have incentives going on right now, and they always change. And I always put my own incentives on top of the builder incentives. So check with me first before you start calling all the builders. I will also know sometimes what is not on the website. I'll have my ear to the ground to know exactly what's happening the very day or week that you're calling me, and figuring out the logistics of helping you make the move. Maybe you need to sell a home where you're living now and you need to figure out the logistics of buying in this market, the time frame, how many months to build, what are the inventory homes like? Can you make any design choices with a home that's already started that the builder is building? Sometimes you can, but those are the things that I will know and can research for you here on the ground. So this is Elizabeth Oliva, and if this helped you, go ahead and like the video. If you like the video, reach out to me so that I can help you figure out how to make a smooth move here. Until next time, and when you come into town, I hope to show you around.